Hello guys, welcome to DATAHACKS. My name is Bharatanatrayan. Now we are in a 13th video of Next.js series. In this video, I am going to explain about the static generation. Normally, pre-render will fetch the data and render the HTML page in advance. With this static generation method, we can create a static page which we can reuse for multiple requests. So when we use a static generation, HTML page will only generated at the build time. While we while we are in a developing server, we couldn't make a static page. So when we provide the build command like next build, it will initiate the build. So the Next.js can understand that we have to minimize the file and we have to achieve the most efficient way of using file. So it will reduce the unwanted things from the file and it will reduce the weight of the file. Next, we can uh, we can provide the file, or we can distribute the file using CDN to the multiple users which are present within the region. So with this CDN we can achieve higher SEO also. Like already I said, in development server it will not generate a static page. It will create a it will create the individual page for each individual request. So we have two types of, or two form of static generation. One is without data, another one is with data. Static generation without data. So Next.js pre-render the page. Normally by default itself it pre-render the page using static generation. Here we don't need to fetch data from external source to pre-render. Like the example here I have provided, we have written the function which return the elements we want. Here the data provided statically. We did not get the data externally. So this is the method of static generation without data. Next method is static generation with the data. Here we will get the data from external source, and here also we have two scenarios. One scenario is we have to fetch the external source only for data. Another scenario is we have to fetch the data from external source for page data and to provide the routing for the page, or to provide the path for the particular page. These are the two scenarios which is present within the static generation with data. So first we are going to see about the scenario 1, which we have to fetch the data from external size for only page content. Here we are Here we are going to use the get server side props in a file. This is a the asynchronous function, so we can get the data, and it will provide the data to the function which has the elements we have to render. For example, it is get static props. It fetch the data and convert into JSON file, and it pass the data. So in the top of the page we will have the function with the elements. So that function will render all the pages, but this happened only in the build time or production server. In developer server it will not generate a static page. So now we are going to see about the scenario 2. Here we are going to fetch external data for page content and path to set the page. First of all, Next.js allow to create as a dynamic route. If you don't know about what is dynamic route, I will provide the link in the description. Otherwise, you can visit my playlist. I will provide the playlist link in the end of this video. So, our page path data pre-rendered depend on external data. To to achieve this path, we also use the get static paths from the dynamic page. So here already in a previous scenario we use the get static props. Here we also use get static props and also get static paths. Here we get the data. With this data we are going to return a certain paths. I will explain this fallbacks and path function in an individual video for the get server side paths. So with this function we can set the path. So with this function we can create a whole page, but with this function we can set the path for the each dynamically generated page. So each page should have the path, so we can set the path with this. So I will post the video in upcoming days individually for each topic with practical demonstration. So this is the end of this video. I hope I have make your time valuable. If you felt same way, hit the like button, subscribe the YouTube channel, and you can get the updates regularly. Thank you.